Hey everybody, welcome back to RGR Football on YouTube. This is Daniel Harms here with another film review for you. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you're hitting that like, sub, bell notification. It's all good for you guys. That bell notification, make sure that you're updated on everything that's coming out for the channel between Ryan and I and everyone's here now working. So make sure you're doing that. And, this game was a little bit weird. Obviously, you have a tale of really two halves of the game. The first quarter, really, there's really the first half of this game, and the second, from second quarter to the fourth quarter, is a completely different team almost. You can say the Chiefs took their foot off the gas. The Bucs adjusted their different things on defense. Their offense finally got going. But it all comes down to the Chiefs went up 17-0 in this game, had a chance to make it 24-0, which I'm going to get to later. And then we're going to get through some of the things that Tyreek Hill did, the things that Patrick Mahomes does, which is insane, and some of the struggles that I think that are still plaguing this team. So let's just kind of go into it right now. And the first thing I want to talk about and show you guys is just the unmitigated gall that Patrick Mahomes has for anybody. He does not care about defenders in the way because he is just a much better thrower of the football than you, and he's got a stronger arm. He doesn't care about guys in the way that can maybe make a play because he knows he's got the wherewithal and the arm strength to untorque anywhere from anywhere on the field. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at the way he rotates his hips into this throw right there, and then he just launches this over the linebacker in coverage, unable to get to it, or maybe that was no, it was right. So he's incredible because we're going to see just kind of how the Chiefs do this a little bit really quickly. And when they motion Kelsey over, it's because you can see all of this empty space over here that they're going to take advantage of. You see as the defense shifts over with Travis Kelsey instead of someone coming with him, they're in zone. So the thing is, they're not going to be able to really get to this part of the field where Travis Kelsey is going to just lay into. And Patrick Mahomes knows that. So they motion him over. I think that they're going to try to work into the game plan as well. Just always having these almost like a hook and ladder plays on any type of throwing like that. So again, just just him uncorking these kind of throws with the hip twists and the arm angles, and he's so much fun to watch. And Travis Kelsey also had his way in this game for eight receptions. I think it was for 80 yards. He was really good in this game too. So let's not take away from that. And Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill is a cheat code. It's a video game. What we're watching right now is incredible. And the things that Tyreek Hill has taught himself to do and become in his 5th year playing wide receiver is the more impressive thing. And I want you to just slow it down really quick. And you're going to see exactly the kind of stuff I'm talking about, because this is a play predicated on just getting behind zone, not necessarily on speed. And you're going to see the throw, which is accurate, getting there before the safety. And I want you to see right here how Tyreek Hill secures the football, and immediately as soon as he knows he's got it, he's turning and looking for the safety. So he knows that the hit's coming, he locates it, and he knows he's going to have enough time to then get his feet in bounds. So within a split second, Tyreek Hill secures the football, he looks for that incoming safety, and then he gets down. This is something you've got to be prepared to do. So he sees this football coming up. He knows he has to go get it and then come down inbounds, all while looking for the safety coming to hit him. Like, this is next level stuff. And Tyreek Hill, we know he's not a tall guy. He's 5'10". Like, he's not huge, and he's able to get up with a lot of these other guys and manipulate the blind spot from the corner that's trailing behind him, because he doesn't know where the football is going to be. And even if he does, he knows he can't get to it because Mahomes is going to put it into a spot where only his guy can get it. It is something else, you guys. And it's so much fun to watch. And when I get, unfortunately, having to watch this play over again because of a holding penalty, we had this removed from one of the greatest you got Mahomes plays of all time. I mean, look at him. We're going to see it here. And again, Wiley's the one that got hold. I posted this to Twitter because on the broadcast, if I'm not mistaken, they said it was on Fisher, which is ridiculous. But yeah, Wiley held him up right there. And then Patrick Mahomes, man, the arm angles, the way that he can avoid everybody and just step up, step out, and then come back around, twist in. The arm angle right here off of his back foot is pure witchcraft. And then we were just robbed of a great a great moment, and it's really depressing, and not so much depressing, but it's so much fun to watch them operate in the open field and seeing Mahomes get to these angles and these areas behind the line of scrimmage where he's able to make plays. And Travis Kelsey, as soon as he sees Mahomes break from the pocket, he's just trying to find ways to get open against man coverage, which he can do. He had Levante David kind of tripping over himself a few times in this game. So, and that's nothing to slouch at. He's a really exceptional coverage linebacker, excuse me. So now we're going to get into just some sheer ignorance from a really, really good defensive coordinator in Todd Bowles. We've seen Tyreek Hill obliterate man coverage. Okay, we've seen him be able to do the big thing that I want to talk about first off is the Bucs actually are in a single deep man here, deep safety. So this is cover one essentially. You're having man coverage across the board, and they're kind of essentially in dime. You've got 3 down linemen and 2 linebackers. So instead of a 4-man front, you're having a 3-man front with 2 linebackers, and they're going to twist them on this stunt coming up front here, and they're going to try to get to Patrick Mahomes in a different way, instead of using 4 down linemen with 1 linebacker, they're going to use, like I said, the 3 down linemen and 2 linebackers, because these 2 guys are very fast. They're sideline to sideline speed linebackers. So keeping them on the field at all times really kind of makes sense. And you're going to have this safety who's showing as 2 deep, covering Le'Veon Bell out of the backfield. So everyone's manned up on their own. There is no help. You have 1 deep safety, and everyone has to pay attention, has to be able to cover their guys one-on-one. So that's the first problem we get to. So how the Chiefs go about this, I think they know that at least the blitz is on with these linebackers. So they're going to have ways to manipulate the open areas of the field. They obviously see that there's man coverage. No one's really giving away zone coverage because there's no hips open. There's no feet turned any specific way. So they're assuming that this is man coverage as well. And you can kind of see with this safety leaning forward a little bit and this kind of opening back up that there's something different. So this is going to turn into a single deep safety, and they're going to attack this vertically on both sides of the safety from this side of the field, which is very hard to do. But for the Chiefs, it's not. They can win in so many different ways. So McCole Hardman's going to release to the inside here, and then just going to go route all the way down the field, attacking the left side of the safety here. Tyreek Hill is just going to basically run an angle route, take it all the way up the field to the opposite side of the safety. Now, in order to execute this properly for the Bucs, you have to be able to play man press coverage. If you can't do that, you're not going to be successful. And they could not do that. You just watch these 2 guys right here just obliterate it. This is Tyreek Hill. As soon as this corner gets his hands on him, you can see him kind of dip that shoulder. Let's go back really quickly to go back through it. You can see him dip his shoulder to not give him a frame to press on. That's exactly what he's doing. And then as soon as he gets to that point, he's hand fighting right there. He's got his shoulder down, his hands are fighting, and he's accelerating all at the same time. This is something that corners can't really do. That's why you have to be able to press properly and get that jab in there. But Tyreek's so good with his upper body manipulation and then hand fighting now that you can't get a proper press on that platform. And then you also see this corner on McCole Hardman down here in the slot. He's not even trying to press him. He's just trying to move with him, and that's not going to work. So he's just going to run by him right here to the inside. And so right here is where we have the biggest issue for the Buccaneers. You can't be doing this with man coverage. Now, I'm an ex-U.S. military jet engine mechanic. You can't bring the wrong tool to a job because you're not gonna be able to do it right. You're bringing man coverage to guys that have 4.3 speed and probably 4.2 speed and Tyreek Hill. Like, you can't be doing this. This is just bad. This is bad defensive game planning, and they've got two touchdowns here. Like, this is what this is. If Tyreek Hill ends up being covered by this deep safety, then McCole Hardman's got a free touchdown. They did not come prepared for this game. I think they had a little bit too much confidence in their front to get to Patrick Mahomes quickly enough to stop this kind of stuff. But the way he throws with anticipation and the way that Tyreek Hill can beat man press coverage is the reason that you can't really do any of this. And that's why he goes a little flip into the end zone. I thought it would be nice to add that. That's just disrespectful. He was disrespected by that coverage, and for every reason. You need to shade him. You need to play um, zone against him. You need to play deep zones against him because he's going to destroy all those kinds of corners and these man coverage guys. Look at the way he flips this out to Tyreek Hill, man. It's incredible. He's just so much fun to watch. And this is the one I'm talking about with anticipation. Like he sees, whoop, he just throws it. He's just holding the safety with his eyes to the left, just flips it out to Tyreek Hill for a touchdown. Like that's an unheard of. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL at doing that. And now we're going to get to a little bit more serious stuff with the team that they really need to work on, I think. And we all know that Ryan and I have issues with Austin Ryder at center. And last year, he got better towards the end of the season with Stefan Wisniewski at left guard. I think that helped with his mental processing a little bit. So I want you to watch Tyreek Hill at the bottom, the guy being currently circled right here. Just as this play unfolds, I want you to see what happens. Just because this should have been the 24-0 part that I'm talking about. He splits those deep safeties. And Mahomes wants to get him the ball, but Ndamukong Suh is in his face. And this is why. So we have, obviously, Austin Ryder here. You have almost an immediate threat in your gap with Ndamukong Suh coming down here into your A gap. You have Allegretti here in his B gap shaded more towards his helmet as a defensive tackle. He's not in this A gap. He's coming upfield here. Now, Austin Ryder needs to do two things. He needs to locate the biggest threat to him and to Patrick Mahomes first before this play is snapped. And that's the problem here is he's gonna put his hand out, and then his head is gonna look over this way. This is the exact opposite of what you need to be doing. You need to be stepping toward Ndamukong Suh, who is a wrecker. He's not as limber or as fleet of foot as he once was when he was, first drafted for the Tigers. And excuse me, the Tigers. I'm wearing a Tigers hat. The Lions had drafted him, but he's going to wreck Andrew Wiley one-on-one all day if you let him. And that was the biggest problem that I saw from this offensive line in terms of cohesion and finding a groove. He didn't execute this properly. You need to step at Ndamukong Suh, force the replacement for Vita Vea to beat you. You can't have Shaq Barrett. This isn't Jason Pierre-Paul, but and Jason Pierre-Paul's guys beating you when you're letting Ndamukong Suh beat you and not a replacement for Vita Vea. That's what you have to do. And I think that Allegretti had an up and down game, but again, like this is a very good front, and Ndamukong Suh is a game wrecker. You can't just let him run up on Andrew Wiley. Look, he beats him immediately. He gets his hand on his shoulders and swims through immediately. And by the time Ryder gets over there, it's all too late. And Ndamukong Suh forces Mahomes to find a way to get rid of this football. So that's why I was so frustrated with the way the offensive line played, because it wasn't so much that they played a poor game. There's some poor snaps, but it comes down to knowing where your biggest problems are going to be. And Andrew Wiley has been bad pretty much all year. He's not been very good. He's had very few games where he's played well, and he's been a liability, and you just left him out to dry. So that frustrates me. Now, let's get into the last play that we're going to go over today. And this really, when I see after the first quarter, this one play set the tone for the entire offense for the rest of the game for me. And I found it, and I was like, this is perfect. So let's watch it through. And I want you guys to just take in as much as you can, and we're going to go through it quickly after. Obviously, Mahomes getting outside of the pocket, beating the pressure from the Buccaneers. But the Chiefs bring in everyone for a close bunch formation, okay? This is going to allow Demarcus Robinson and Travis Kelce to chip on Jason Pierre-Paul and Shaq Barrett. That's what they want to do. They want to slow down the pass rush so that Mahomes can find guys down the field. Yeah, that didn't work out, unfortunately. They both were able to get right by the chip and then underneath Eric Fisher and around Mike Remmers extremely quickly. And Mahomes, when you have two guys chipping and Tyreek Hill being doubled and Sammy Watkins being held, which you're going to see here in a second, that's a problem because Oops, and we're going to go back in here. So let's delete this really quick. Here we go. So let's just kind of slow it down so I can show you what I'm talking about in terms of, so there's the semi chip by Demarcus Robinson, and then the other one by Travis Kelce. And then right here, after the chip is off, Tyreek Hill's up here by himself, or not by himself, but he's got 3 guys with eyes on him, which you would expect. Here's Sammy Watkins literally being held. You can see his shoulder pads. He's being held by the corner. Like, it's what it is. Now you've got Demarcus Robinson not looking for the football because he's not a liable receiver, or is Travis Kelce. Now this is the problem. You've got 2 guys that are going to wind up lining up on Mahomes. But of course, Mahomes does what he does best. He gets outside the pocket and tries to make a play. Demarcus Robinson does a very good job right here, cutting back inside, getting free to the end zone, essentially, okay? He's now looking for the football, and Patrick Mahomes is going to see him. Look at this. I mean, he's got space. I'm not saying he's going to score a touchdown because he's not a 4-6 guy. I mean, he's not a 4-5, 4-4 guy. He's a 4-6 guy. But the fact that he's open here, he does a really good job of forcing this guy out of bounds. It's exceptionally well thought out. He did a good job. And right here, he turns the wrong way. He turns the wrong way to the sideline. You have to know where you are on the field. You have to know. And right here, you need to turn toward the open field in the end zone. You can't be turning towards the sideline that you're running at. You're running at the sideline. That's why I was talking about this entire play being a really culmination. It culminates what the Chiefs' offense was the rest of the half. They had really good plays, and they had some really bonehead mistakes and a bunch of penalties in this game. And directly after this play, Patrick Mahomes threw the ball away 3 consecutive times at the 10-yard line. So not only did Demarcus Robinson maybe cost them a touchdown here, he ended up costing him touchdown later too, because he didn't get any further than the 10-yard line. Being first and goal from the 10-yard line is one of the worst things you can do. 1, when you can't run the football against a good front, and 2, when the defense can just play coverage against you. They don't have to worry about the deep shot, so they can get up in your face with their zone and still play back and not have to worry about deep shots down the field, so they can play as aggressively as they want to. So this entire play just was one of the more frustrating things, and I really thought that it perfectly exemplified what happened to the Chiefs offense after the first quarter of that game. So take a little deep breath. Some of these things that you find on film just frustrate you, and unfortunately for the Chiefs, they were able to eke out a victory, but the offense needs to do better executing in this game. And I think that if you would have said before the game that the defense allows the Bucs to score 24 points, most people probably would have been happy about that. So the way that it happened is what people are frustrated about, and I get that. So the offense needed to do a little bit better job executing, and this wouldn't even have been close. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love breaking down film for you guys. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.